Rabbi. Welcome, Rabbi.
Greetings.
Everything is prepared, teacher. The scrolls of Isaiah and Malachi. Would you like us to get you any water, teacher, or...?
No, thank you. Actually, I'd like to do the readings a little later. Would you mind giving me a little time to myself?
Of course, teacher.
Shmuel, would you join me, please? Shmuel, my eyes are tired. Would you mind reading to me from the scroll of the prophet Isaiah?
Comfort, comfort my people, says
A
our...
little further down.
A voice cries, in the wilderness, prepare the way of Adonai. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God.
And who does that sound like?
The heretic John.
And what heresy do you find in those words, being that Isaiah said
The
them?
heresy is that John has appropriated Isaiah's words by taking a spiritual description of God in heaven and applying it to John's physical successor on earth. John said, after me comes he who is mightier than I, the strap of whose sandals I am not worthy to stoop down and untie.
And?
God has no body, he cannot wear sandals. To say so is blasphemy.
And where does it say that God cannot take human form?
In the scroll of Deuteronomy. You saw no face the day Adonai spoke to you at Horeb.
Just because they saw no form doesn't mean God cannot take one.
In Exodus, you cannot see my face, for no man shall see me and live.
So you would place limits on the Almighty?
None that are not written in law.
And if God did something that you felt contradicted the Torah, would you tell him to get back in that box that you have carved for him? Or would you question your interpretation of the Torah?
When I was a student, I knew all your sayings. I read every word you wrote. Your teachings were so sturdy, so reasoned and pure.
We are still students, Shmuel. Our understanding will never be complete.
It frightens me that I can no longer predict your rulings.
And fear alone ensures we remain ignorant, asleep in the safety of rigid tradition. Take the Sadducees. They take the first 5 books, the law of Moses, as inspired scripture. The rest, they disregard. To them, God stopped speaking when Moses died. Think of all they have missed. The Psalms of David, the stories of Ruth and Boaz, Esther and Mordecai. I don't want to live in some bleak past where God cannot do anything new.
God gave us his law. We must uphold it.
We can do both. Can we agree on that?
Yes.